Welcome back. Today's record calf market prices make each animal even more valuable to your operation. Cattleman to Cattleman reporter Brian Baxter has more on how Purina's Great Starts cattle feeding program can help you have a successful calf weaning program.
Experience shows that an animal's first few weeks can influence performance throughout the entire feeding period. That's why proper nutrition and management are essential right from the beginning.
Starting cattle is one of the most important phases of that calf's life. And there's an old saying that cattle never get over a bad start or a good one.
One way producers make sure cattle get the nutrition they need is through the Purina Great Starts cattle feeding program. No one weaning program is right for everyone, so Great Starts has several options that help producers use their resources in the best way possible.
The folks that are using our starter programs for the first time, the first thing they notice is better health in the calves. They have less treatments, and the calves get on feed faster with less overall problems. And that's the real goal of a starter program. Get calves on feed and get them onto the regular growing diet. The beauty of our starter programs is we have very specific nutrients that starter calf needs to get him off to a good start. And with our Great Starts program, we have a wide range of products that can be used no matter what the available resources are at the farm. We can get the nutrients into those calves to get them off to a good start for a long, productive life.
Drought conditions can test even the best producers, and sometimes forage isn't available for cattle. That's when ranchers can turn to Purina's Pre-Con Complete. Formerly known as preconditioning receiving chow, it is the standard by which all starters are measured.
A lot of people in the United States have used preconditioning receiving chow for many years because we introduced it in 1968. So it's been around for around 40 years, and it's still around today because it works. One of the key things with preconditioning receiving chow that everyone has talked about over the years is just how palatable it is. And the reason why it's so palatable is that we have tested and retested it to ensure that cattle like it. And so we've looked over the years of trying to improve it by adding different ingredients, changing nutrients, and there's not been a lot of changes over the years because our original researchers got it right the first time.
Purina's Pre-Con Complete is a pelleted ration for preconditioning calves on farm or receiving calves in backgrounding operations or feedlots. It's formulated to provide the correct balance of nutrients required for starting calves.
As the cattle come in, you want to offer them hay for a couple of days till they get onto the starter. And once those calves are eating 2% of body weight, so a 500-pound calf's eating 10 pounds a day, you can pull the hay. And that's a complete starter, and that way you can conserve your forages for the cow herd, which we're going to need this winter.
With this program, it seems like in the past we've had a lot less health issues. They go on to feed quicker, and therefore it turns into a better rate of gain for us in the first 45 days.
Pre-Con Complete includes Zinpro Avela-4 organic trace minerals. It's a complete weaned calf diet that not only helps overcome the stresses of weaning, but also reduces sickness and puts the calf on the road to 40 to 80 pounds of weight gain.
One additional important point is that these calves are stressed, and when cattle are stressed, when any animal is stressed, then the nutrient demands that they have are different, and because of that it can really compromise the immune system. So by the addition of the Avela-4 trace minerals to Pre-Con Starter Complete, what we're doing is helping to improve the immune response that these calves have when they have an immune challenge.
Another Purina product which helps get cattle started is Accuration Starter. Fed as the sole ration, this complete, coarse textured feed is designed with roughage for weaned calves. It contains intake modifying technology that helps reduce the chance that cattle will overconsume the starter.
The difference between it and our Pre-Con Complete is intakes. Because of the intake modifiers, we've got a more caloric dense product that intake is going to be a little slower going up on. Where I like to separate those two products is the Accuration Starter. If I'm going to have calves on feed for over 2 weeks, Then I want the Accuration starter in there because we can take advantage of the intake modifiers, which will give us better gain with better feed efficiency than compared with Precon.
We didn't use the Accuration program last year, and we did have more issues with respiratory problems than we did the year prior when we were on the receiving chow Accuration program. Just for the fact, I think, that they went on feed faster and less stress.
A cow-calf producer can use their own forages and manage input costs per calf with the Precon 5 supplement. Precon 5 is a semi-complete feed designed to be given to starting cattle along with hay or grass.
Precon 5 is a relatively new product to the Purina system, and it's an excellent product for cattle producers who have good forages. There's a lot of cow-calf producers that have excellent quality forages. We can use that in a starter program. And by feeding the Precon 5, it has all of the nutrients that we get with our complete starters in a 5 pound a day product. And with the 5 pound a day plus good quality forages, we're seeing excellent gains on the cattle. And most importantly, fewer health treatments and fewer sickness problems overall.
Precon 5 is a new product for me, and last year I was looking for something to help get cattle started eating better and get them healthier, and my feed salesman came up with the idea of using some Precon 5, which we've started this year and been very satisfied with. When we started out, I accused them of the fact that it might have been 50% molasses because the cattle started eating it so fast. But all joking aside, it's something where those calves within 2 or 3 days start eating and eat every day. And that's not something we were accustomed to with our previous starter program.
One operation that knows firsthand the value of Precon 5 is Arbuck and Underwood Feed Yard in Nebraska. They ran their own side-by-side tests to determine how well Precon 5 works for their cattle.
We started some with the Precon 5 product for approximately 21 to 2 days, and we found an 18-pound advantage with the Precon 5 and then a 6-pound advantage at the end. And our medicine costs were lower with the Precon 5 cattle versus the control. The Precon 5 product really spurs the appetite. I always like to see cattle chewing their cud. I know healthy cattle chew their cud. And with that and a little bit of prairie hay or grass hay, it seems to stimulate the rumen. We got to get those rumen bugs moving and going. And anything that bull and calves will eat, I always think is good. I think it was a great investment, and it probably clued us into using more of it all the time, without question. And we use it on all the cattle come in. We just think that it makes a very smooth transition to get those cattle started and get them over to a typical feed yard ration. And it works so smooth to get them over there that the cattle don't even know what happened. And we think it's very beneficial in our operation.
A final piece of the Purina Great Starts feeding program are the Wind and Rain Avela 4 cooked molasses tubs. Even with a balanced starter feed in the bunk, placing these tubs in the starting pens has proven to be beneficial, especially for the more timid calves.
The biggest problem we have with that calf is that's the calf that ends up being sick. We're using our starter tubs, whether the stress tub or the Avela 4 tub. That allows that calf to recuperate, and they will eat that product, no competition, get them up and running so that they will be more aggressive at the bunk and then get started on feed.
When it comes to performance and bottom line potential, the proper starter program makes all the difference. Purina's Great Starts program is designed to fit any type of operation to ensure more eating and less treating.
The better health your calves are in, the better they will gain, I guess would be. You can't have both. You can't have one or the other, I don't believe. You can't have good gains without good health. So I think it all starts with good health, less stress, getting them on feed quickly, and getting consistent feed in all the calves.
With where we're at anymore in this industry, we know that pounds pays the bill. And when we have high feed cost, everything has to happen just perfect. And we feel that that's the combination of what we're using that works for us.
I'm Brian Baxter reporting for NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
You can learn more about the Purina Great Starts cattle feeding program at www.cattlenutrition.com or cattlemantocattleman.org.